Well, good morning. I'm here today to talk to you a little about the effect that your support of women in need had on me and my family. Did you ever throw a pebble into a pond and wonder in amazement at what transpired? It creates a rippling promise that grows much larger than the pebble that fell in. I'd like to take you on a journey of how the pebble of your generosity created the ripple that allowed women in need to change the trajectory of a family's destiny. Once upon a time, my mother grew up in a strict, middle-class Catholic family. At the age of 16, she did the unthinkable. She became pregnant. To avert scandal, my grandparents sent her far away to an unwed teenage mother's home, where I was born. Eventually, I was sent to New York Foundling Hospital, where I spent my first 3 years of life. At the age of 19, my mother got married, and she moved into an apartment of her own. When she finally brought me home, I learned I had a mother who loved me deeply and a stepdad who would have loved to send me back. I thought that he didn't love me because I was only born with one hand. He would pummel me with words like ugly, worthless, stupid. And he beat me because I was not his child. When my baby sister was born, things got even worse. I wanted to cry out for help, but I couldn't find the words because I didn't have a voice. So instead, I went to bed every night crying silently. I'm told that I didn't start speaking until I was older than 4, which was right around the time that my mom finally left my stepfather. I was 12 when my family lived with a stripper named Candy in an abandoned house in the Rockaways. It had no heat or electricity, and we slept on the living room floor in sleeping bags. Mom told us it was all an adventure, and she entertained us with stories that filled the silence. She would put fabric on the wall to make the house look palatial. Still, it was a very cold winter. My sister and I would go to school every day because Mom taught us that education was the key to a better future. It was in high school health class that I learned about mental health, drugs, and alcohol. It was then that I began to frame an understanding of the underlying causes that were afflicting my mother. They were called depression, drug addiction, and alcoholism. At the age of 15, I told my mom that I wanted to have a mother-daughter day. And I took Mom by the hand, and I brought her to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. Mom was not at all pleased with me. But eventually, she saw the wisdom in my actions, and she checked herself into a 90-day drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. Within a week of returning home from that program, my mother told me we had to move. She told me that she couldn't continue living with a partner who was not clean and sober. She said we were moving into a homeless shelter called Women in Need, which was located at St. Mary's Church on West 46th Street. A homeless shelter is a very scary prospect for a 15-year-old trying to find her place in the world. But as I settled in, I began to realize that I began to breathe a little easier. I didn't feel alone. Women in Need had a team of people working on our behalf. Most of all, I appreciated the fact that for once in my life, I could just be a kid. Women in Need provided my family with food, clothing, and shelter. They supported my mother's sobriety. And when she was ready, they helped her to find a job. It took about a year for my mother to get back on her feet, but she did. And when she was financially able, Women in Need helped us find a home of our very own. I dare not imagine what my life would have been like without their intervention. But I find myself wondering if finishing high school would have been a priority if my family had been forced to live on the streets. Thanks to Women in Need, I didn't have to live those realities. It was the ripple of your generosity that enabled Robin Hood to empower women in need, to help a mother with 2 daughters get back on her feet so she could get back to the work of mothering. My mother, Rahel Talabat, utilized the resources that you provided and went on to go to college for aeronautical engineering. She obtained her FCC license. Today, she owns her own home and is living her paradise in Oahu, Hawaii. My sister, Yufasaha, she graduated from Vassar with a bachelor's degree in mathematics. She is a wife, mother, and homeowner. And today, she is a senior level manager with American Express. My name is Mutiya Vision. I'm an award-winning children's book author. I have my master's degree in childhood education. I'm a certified teacher and the founder of Choice Scholars Elementary School. I have an awesome husband named David. And our home is filled with brilliant, promising children poised to make their mark on the world. So the ripple continues. This morning, as I stand before you, I want to let you know that the pebbles of your generosity have the power to change lives exponentially. You don't just save one life. You save whole families and everyone connected to the members of those families for generations moving forward. So as an author, I had to come here this morning to meet the hero of my life story, you. I wanted to thank you for taking a little lost girl by the hand and letting her know that there is love and goodness in this world. Thank you for being my hero. Thank you for letting a little girl know that dreams can be realized, and that in life, there truly are happy endings. Thank you for being my Robin Hood.